This dreamy little track you've probably been hearing is suddenly everywhere on TikTok. But what makes Pink Pantheress' new song Illegal so addictive? Today we're breaking it down from the inside out. The production, the lyrics, the vibe, the timing, and how she mastered the art of going viral without even trying. Let's get straight into the sound of Illegal and why it works so well. Pink Pantheress has always had a unique sonic identity, a blend of this 2000 UK's garage and bedroom pop, but in Illegal, she strips it back even more. The beat is minimal, there's no heavy drops, no distractions, just mood all the way through. The instrumental plays like a loop from a lost MSN Messenger era. You have high-pitched synths and tight percussive clicks that sound intentionally lo-fi. It mimics the vibe of scrolling through a MySpace profile in 2007. That sound triggers nostalgia instantly. The production also leans into something that I've heard called the anti-hook.
What do you mean by that?
There's no big chorus. Instead, it's this hypnotic repetition of tone and phrasing, almost like a mantra. You can loop it for 15 seconds on TikTok and it still feels complete. Now, let's talk about lyrics. Pink Pantheress has always written from a place of vulnerability. In Illegal, she sings about a desire that feels forbidden, hence the title. It's not explicit, but suggestive. It feels like reading someone's private thread. Not gonna lie, when I first heard this song, or when I first heard the title of this song, I thought we were going in a different direction.
What do you mean?
Alright, take this line. I know I shouldn't be here, but it feels like home. That line hits. It says everything about wanting someone you're not supposed to have in just a few words. She writes in whispers. The meaning is there if you want it, but it floats just out of reach. That kind of writing gives listeners room to project their own feelings onto the track. Okay, let's talk about the TikTok sweet spot. On TikTok, timing is everything, and Illegal hit at the perfect moment. Its structure is built for TikTok. The melody kicks in immediately. No long intros, no filler. You get emotion in the first 2 seconds. That's why it works so well. Literally any TikTok you've seen, the song fits, it works well. And I think that's the magic of Illegal. But not just that, you gotta give credit to Pink Pantheress. She's pretty smart at building that brand. Part of what makes this song take off is who Pink Pantheress is. She's not just an artist, she's a brand. But more than that, she's pretty much an entire vibe. She never overshares, never does too much, and that mystery, it really fuels her fan base. From the start, she's leaned into this Tumblr core aesthetic, cryptic captions, unpolished vocals. She lets the music speak, and fans feel like they're in on a secret. Her success seems to be the result of careful control. She's not posting every 5 minutes. She lets demand build. When she drops something, it does feel like a moment. It's scarcity, it's smart branding. With Illegal, she doubles down on that quiet intimacy. There is no massive rollout, just a drop, a moment, and suddenly thousands, TikTok, millions of streams, viral without even a single radio push. So why does this work? That's the real question, right? Here's a takeaway. Illegal isn't just a song. It gives off a feeling. It plays into nostalgia, into heartbreak, and this aesthetic culture. It's minimal, but minimal on purpose. Pink Pantheress proves that you don't need a shout to be heard. You just need the right sound at the right moment. And Illegal, it nails that. And as a fan, it has to be cool to watch an artist carve out their own lane in such a unique way. She's not chasing trends. She's beginning to set them. So here's the real takeaway. Illegal isn't just a catchy song. It holds a feeling we've all had but don't really know how to get across or name. It could be longing or nostalgia, even secrecy, and it delivers that in a format perfectly tailored for this day and age in social media. Instagram, TikTok, Reels, Threads, whatever you may be on these days. It's short, yes, but that's the point. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It really just invites you in and leaves you with something. It's the kind of track that loops effortlessly, and because it doesn't have a traditional chorus, every second of it feels like the core moment of that TikTok gold. And while the sound feels new, it also feels familiar. It kind of reminds me of the era of the LimeWire downloads, late night Tumblr scrolling, which I didn't really do, but you know, I was kind of a part of. And those, like I said, MSN Messenger statuses, like listening to sad songs, but you know, I'm fine. It really just reminds people of a version of themselves they kind of forgot about and miss deeply. But what really makes it work is that it doesn't beg for attention, it earns it through vibe curation. Pink Pantheress isn't trying to go viral, she creates a sonic space where people want to place their feelings. That's a completely different strategy. You can scroll through TikTok and you'll see the proof. People aren't just using Illegal to show off outfits or aesthetics, it's being used to tell stories that would have just lived in someone's notes app. She's leaned into the art of restraint. No big reveals, no oversharing, just enough to feel intimate, like you're listening to something you weren't supposed to find. That mystery, that curated distance makes everything she does feel more sacred and feel more real. She's definitely figured out what most artists miss. It's not about being everywhere all the time, it's about showing up right in a way that feels authentic and emotionally timed. That's why when she drops, people do pay attention because it doesn't just feel like promo, it feels like something they discovered. They're trying to put people on, and don't try to gatekeep it because this sound is everywhere now. Illegal isn't the radio hit many people might have thought it to be, but it doesn't have to be that. It lives in this crack between nostalgia and the now, between vulnerability and a vibe, between trends and okay, you get the idea, right? And that's what makes it stick, what makes it powerful. Pink Pantheress is not following the algorithm. She's making something that the algorithm can't help but to want to share with everybody, because that's just how it feels. But those are just my thoughts on Illegal. Guys, Pink Pantheress has been everywhere on TikTok. I've been hearing this over and over and over again. I feel like I just had to talk about it. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, comment. Everything helps me out. And hit that notification bell because the next breakdown will be worth. Until next time, I'll see you soon.